What's up, YouTube? Forbidden Gravekeepers deck profile. Now, first off, I run. Obviously, when you're running anything forbidden, you're probably running Exodia. And I run the 5 pieces of Exodia. And then I run Exodus, the Ultimate Forbidden Lord, which, if the Exodia pieces are on the Gravekeeper, which the effect is it gains 1,000 attack for every normal monster in the graveyard, and then not only that, but it gains an extra 500 for it gains if there are 5 cards that include Forbidden One in its name, I win the duel. And I can send cards when I declare an attack to the graveyard. So I can send all 5 pieces of Exodia to the graveyard and I could win the duel. And it also works if one of my Exodia pieces gets card destruction. I can use the effect. Now on to the Gravekeepers. And then I run 3 Gravekeepers Assailants. This is good because I can change the position of a monster if Necro Valley is on the field. Then I run 2 Gravekeeper Spies, so I can search out a Gravekeeper with 1,500 or less attack in my deck and special summon. Then I run 2 Gravekeeper Spear Soldiers. So then I run 1 Gravekeeper's Chief, 1 Gravekeeper's Guard because I can return a card when it's flip summoned, 1 Gravekeeper's Curse because that inflicts 500 points of damage, Gravekeeper's Descendant because I contribute a face-up Gravekeeper on the field to destroy one of my opponent's monsters. Gravekeeper's Cannon Holder. This, I contribute 1 Gravekeeper monster, except Gravekeeper's Cannon Holder to inflict 700 points of damage to my opponent. The Gravekeeper's Command, and I can add 1. I can discard this card to the graveyard to add 1 Necro Valley from my hand or deck. Gravekeeper's Chief. I can add 1 Gravekeeper monster from my graveyard and special summon it. The Gravekeeper's Visionary. Which gains 200 attack for every Gravekeeper in my graveyard. And if it's destroyed, I can discard 1 Gravekeeper monster instead. On to the other monsters, I run 1 Birth Lament, which would enable me to, when this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you can add 1 Gazelle from your hand or deck, and I run 1 Gazelle, King of the Mystical Beast. And it's also good for Exodus because it's a normal monster, so it will gain 1,000 when it's in the graveyard. I run 1 Mystical Beast of the Circuit. When it destroys a monster, it gains 500 attack, so there's a little heavy beater in there. finally, I run one lava golem. Now on to the now spell cards. I run the Dark Door, which both players can only attack once per turn with one monster during the battle phase. During their battle phases. Temple of the Kings for the mystical beasts of the circuit. Book of Moon. Foolish Burial for my gravekeepers so they can increase, or the Exodia pieces. Book of Thayu and Negro Valley for the gravekeepers. And onto the traps, I run Skull Invitation. Both each time a card is sent to the graveyard, inflict 300 points of damage to the owner. Sadagratsu Armor. This destroys an attack. When my opponent declares an attack, destroy that monster. Summon Limit. Neither player can summon more than two times per turn, so that includes normal and special summons. Embodiment of Apophis. During either player's main phase, special summon this card as a normal monster reptile type. So this is a trap monster. Mirror Force. Destroys all attack position monsters when my opponent declares an attack. Magic Cylinder. Negate the attack of one of your opponent's monsters and inflict damage equal to that attack. Coffin Seller. When each time a monster card is sent to your opponent's graveyard, inflict 300 points of damage. And then finally, Nightmare Wheel. Select one monster your opponent controls. It cannot attack or change its battle position when it is removed from the field. Destroy this card during each of your standby phases. Your opponent takes 500 points of damage. That's the deck profile. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me what you think about the deck.